anybody and don't want to learn everything, there are AI website builders out there. There's this place called Lovable. They do great work, right? Some examples. Lovable, I believe is the name, something along those lines. There's V0, which is the original designer. There's Claude. So there's a lot of different website builders, right? But what do these guys do? What are the tricks around them? What should we be looking for? What should we be vetting for? How do we use it? Let's get through all of that right here, right now. So the first thing to realize is, how technical is it, right? It's not technical at all. It's pretty plain language to build it. Once again, it's builder. To build it, it's pretty big, plain language. Oh, I don't want that there, I want this there. To know what to choose is a different story, but if it's just something that you want a specific way, it's a perfect way to do it, right? So use, let's look at a website builder, right? So a website builder, you just put in text, it'll generate a design for you, a theme, but you want to have a theme in mind. You want to direct it towards something specific enough so it's not just a bunch of general and obviously AI. So be specific in your wording and make your decisions beforehand, right? So why is it important to do that? Well, AI can sway your decisions, doesn't need to, and it can also really look like AI if there's a lot of stuff. Make sure it's also not cluttered. That's just another tip. AI likes to clutter things a lot. So think about which one actually fits your use case. So that fit, right? How techy are you? What's your budget? Do you want, just a lot of different specifics. It's not going to be the same for everybody. You have to realize that. Some things are like that, oh, well, if you're a shoe size 10, the 10 is going to fit you better, right? That's not true. Every business is different. We could just categorize them. That would be way too easy and just be dulling down a lot of information. So you also want to make sure that you're using AI well. So how do we use it well? Well, okay, we have to make AI. AI uses as a employee, not the boss, right? So you have to give it direction. It's only as good as what it's in equals what it's out. So if you put bad stuff in, you get bad stuff out. And of course, we don't want that. We don't want that low quality, stuff. I mean, why would you? Anyways, when it gets over generic, and it will get over generic, you have to cut things out. So some of the information it doesn't know, so it goes generic, but cut out the generic bits and make it decluttered, right? Because they clutter it all the time. Just think about what is the user actually going to read, right? Look through a lot of guides on that as well when you're designing something. So let's go through really quickly about all the myths and misconceptions. So you don't need to know how to code. It'll know that for you. And if you have a problem, if it's not running, just type in what the code gives you and it'll interpret it as well. It does all that for you. So if it looks finished, you're good. Not always. There might be some updates you want in the future. You want to make sure you can edit stuff, all of that. You don't need WordPress to be taken seriously. It helps, right? It helps compartmentalize so other people can work on your work as well, because it's like a medium. But you can use AI tools all the time, even with WordPress if you really want to. So the most features is not always the best. That's pretty obvious. Quality over quantity with features, right? So once the site's built, the job's done. Not true. Continue. We talked about that before, though. And a AI copy, just the AI copy, is not going to be great because it doesn't have all your specifics, because you can put all the specifics in. All that other stuff. You want to make sure that you have a copy that you would be proud to show off to other people, because that's what you're going to be doing with this website, is trying to share it with other people. So now let's look at your plan. I always talk about this, your plan. So your plan, write it out. Your plan should consist of your budget, of course, and then all of the steps. And you can consult people about it, especially people who've done it before. Is this a good plan? Will this work? Will it not work? Okay, so let's go through everything real quick again. So what is an AI builder? It's Lovable, it's V0, it's Claude, or maybe it's Zero V, I don't remember, but that's by Vercel. Anyways, so how techy are you? You don't need a lot. A lot of it's plain English, but how techy do you want to be at the same time? So specific, make decisions beforehand so you can be specific enough to the AI It really likes specificity, and that can help it a long way from going to an AI look. And then your fit, right? How techy do you want to be? How much budget do you have? What do you want it to look like? So when you use it like an employee, and what you put in, you put out, right? So if you're not very specific, you're going to get very general things, very AI looking things. Make sure you cut the generic stuff and then declutter as well. That can be a big, big problem. And then you want to just write out your plan.